え？確かにそんなことをどこかで聞いたような気もしたが、それってマジだったのか？
This world always has a lot of nice suggestions, but they're mostly out of politeness, right? They're just something you laugh off and reply with. That would be nice. But those ideas generally end as jokes, so it's crazy when they turn real.
マジも大マジ。
I'm guessing this is Keiichi's point of view we're on right now.
吉郎おじさんも大絶賛。昨日のおもちゃ屋での部活、ゲーム中の暴れっぷりは実に見事だったからね。
レナもあんな遊び方や盛り上がり方があるなんて知らなかったかなここだけの話ですけど、私の近くにいた子たち、ケイイチさんと同じ宅で盛り上がりたかったって悔しがってましたのよ。ケイイチは何でも楽しそうに遊ぶことに関しては天才的なのです。
You know, I wasn't just playing around. I was giving it my all, because I had no choice but to win. I guess we made it look like a lot of fun for the audience, though.
確かに、ケイちゃんが普段の部活においても、
Wait, what the
とにかく
fuck?
盛り上がってましたよね。
Oh, yeah! Yeah, okay, I remember this now. Wait, Shion is apparently allowed in their school in this timeline. Yeah, I think I'm right when I say this. Am I? Shion's allowed to go to their school in Himizawa in this world line. Am I correct? I don't ever remember this. I don't remember the reasoning why she's here, but for some reason Shion is allowed in the Hinamizawa school. Every arc but this one so far that viewers who only seen up to the 7 parts know of. Shion has not been allowed really in Himizawa that much due to, well, Grandma Sonozaki being all like, no! You do not be in Himizawa! But right here, she's allowed in Himizawa. I wonder if they're gonna, elaborate on that in the game, because in the anime, I don't really remember them elaborating on the fact that Shion's in their school in Minagoroshi. I don't remember the anime ever elaborating on this.
監督も、ケイちゃんがひなみざわファイターズに入ってくれたら、さぞや盛り上がるだろうって言ってましたし。言ってましたね。ゆうべ、会合の席でも、入江先生、前原くんのことをベタ褒めでしたよ。
ケイイチくんは自分で思ってるよりずっと人を楽しくさせる力があるんだよ。
そうかな。
おじさんだって自分の仲間が可愛いからって推薦したわけじゃないよ。ケイちゃんならこの退任にきっと応えられるって思ったから推薦したわけさ。
僕も同じ席にいましたですが、全然反対意見が出なかったのは驚きだったのです。
前原くんは先生が思っているよりもずっと村中で評判なんですね。沖宮界隈でも有名です。先日のひなみざわファイターズと沖宮タイタンズの試合でのあの助っ人ぶりはもはや現地では伝説的ですからね。
あれはすごかったですものね。亀田さん目当ての記者の方々も度肝を抜かれてましたよ。
God damn it, Kamada. He's a character I forget exists until his name's mentioned. Like, up until his name is mentioned, I forget that he was even a character in Higurashi. They're talking about that rigged baseball match I set up with Kameda-kun. The public did end up believing that talented pitcher walked me out of fear for my insight. Kameda-kun and I have entered a strange relationship since then, but I'd really rather not talk about it right now.
どうかな、ケイイチくん。レナはケイイチくんにはその力があると思うな。みーちゃんだけの推薦で足りないならレナも推薦するよ。ケイイチくんならきっと綿流し実行委員の退任を全うできる。
Whoa, wait, what? Also, this is new to me as well. Just Keiichi being put in this high of responsibility. Maybe Rika will go ahead and explain what's going on in this beginning part of the chapter, because even when I was watching the anime, I never really understood how this arc was set up. I almost clicked something that would have been bad if I clicked. Yeah, Minagoroshi has a weird setup, and I kind of wonder if Rika's gonna call out the weird setup, because this is a really, really strange setup. Like, it's just like the events of all the previous arcs, like, all the good parts. Like, all the good parts, but, like, everything that could go right is happening right before, anything bad happens in this arc. Setting it up for, the rest of this arc being good things can happen in this, kind of setup. But at the same time, how did these good things come to be? Like, a lot of it, like, maybe happened off screen, and maybe Rika's gonna call that out, but that's so weird. Like, I really hope the tips help explain some things, because the Shion's really messing me up, while also at the same time, I'm just weirded out that Keiichi has this big of a responsibility from the get-go in this arc. Strategizing is an annual village festival held in June. It's supposed to be the biggest event in the village, and most of the people living here gather together for it. Since this is a major event, they always organize a committee to plan out the festival a few months in advance. The festival is only 2 weeks away, and I just moved to this village. But now they want me to join that committee?
だいたいよ、俺実行委員の仕事なんて知らないから何の役にも立てないぜ。
実行委員なんて堅苦しいのは肩書きだけだよ。ケイちゃんに満場一致でお願いしたい役はね、ズバリ叩き売りオークションの司会なんだよ。
Okay, that makes more sense. Still, this is slightly out of nowhere, but that makes a little sense.
なんだよそれ。バナナでも売らされるのか？
そこは先生から説明します。今年のお祭りでは新しい試みとしてオークション風に寄付品の叩き売りをやろうということになったのです。
Now, this is the first time this auction comes up. This is what's going on. An unknown auction is being thrown our way in this world line.
そこは複雑な事情があってね。町会で寄付品を集めて、それを商品にしてのみんなで参加できる何かをやりたいんだけど、過去の役員会でいろいろ大人の事情があって、福引き抽選以外の方法で商品を分配したいってことになったんだよ。早い話が、昔ばあさんが癇癪を起こしときながら引っ込みがつかなくなったことがあるわけなんです。ばあさんって自分でトラブっときながらよく後悔してますよね。まあね。まあそんなわけで福引き以外のイベントで何か楽しく商品を山分けできないかって話になったわけよ。それで出た案が寄付品の叩き売りオークションってわけ。
So the lottery was not a predetermined event, even though this auction seems out of nowhere. It seems like the annual lottery of donated stuff just apparently is not a predetermined event, as Rika would call it. I don't think she ever really considered that sort of thing as a predetermined event. I don't think she was paying that close attention at the, stuff like, lotteries and auctions. Like, I don't think she was really thinking of that with her whole time, though, but yeah, I guess that wasn't a predetermined thing about the whole lottery they hold every year during the festival. Like, I remember there was some mention of a lottery in the previous chapters, but, guess that's not predetermined to happen in the 5th year of the Botanagashi.
オークションってなんだか面白そうだね。
And this just happens to be the one timeline where they choose to do an auction instead of a lottery, because the lottery is not a predetermined event, I guess. I'm just trying to use Rika logic to explain this. Like, I'm trying to go into the logic of this game to explain the weirdness of what's going on right now, because this doesn't happen in any other timeline. It is just super strange.
ひょっとするとものすごく安くいいものが買えるかもしれないし、他の人が高値をつき合うのを見てるのも楽しいしね。
しかも寄付品だから元手はタダ。
実行委員会もなかなかお金儲けがお上手ですわね。売り上げは全部冬の鳥海温泉旅行の泡麦茶代になるのです。ずるいのです。
フルデさんは泡の出る麦茶はまだまだいけません。
だいたい話は見えてきたが、でもよ、俺はオークションの司会なんかやったことないぜ。
でも圭一くんならきっとやり遂げられると思うな。売り上げの1割はお小遣いになるとか言われたらものすごい頑張りそう。
まあな、実績に応じて何か得られるってんならそりゃ頑張るだろうな。
逆に実績が出なかったらとんでもない罰ゲームが待ってるかもしれませんでしたよ。
Getting deep into the way?
ちょっと待て、佐藤。なんで俺がそんなリスキーな条件を引き受けなければならないんだ。そもそも俺は依頼されてる立場だってことを忘れるなよ。俺はこう見えてもスケジュール多忙で忙しいんだぜ。そういうのはマネージャーを通してくれたまえ。
どうよケイちゃん、もし何かご褒美がないといけないってんなら内容と条件次第では考えてもいいよ。私もケイちゃんを推薦した以上何としても引き受けてもらいたいと思ってるからね。最大限配慮するよ。
ほう、太っ腹じゃねえか。さーて何がいいかね。
罰ゲームを何にするかというのはよくあるけど、ご褒美は何がいいってのは初めてかもしれないね。言われてみればそうですわね。私たちってつくづく過酷な状況で戦ってますのね。
Rena is right. The whole purpose of our club activities is to escape the punishments we come up with. Even if we win, we never get a prize or reward for it.
めったにない美味しい話に圭一が困っていますのです。みーちゃんの方で何か提案できないの？何でもいいよって言われたらかえって思いつかないよね。
そうだね。あ、じゃあこんなとこでどう？エンジェルモートのデザートフェスタの入場券とか。
Isn't that usually before the Watanagashi?
おねえ、ケチくさいこと言わないでどーんと3年分くらいプレゼントしちゃえばいいじゃないですか。
Oh wait, no, they're giving him the prize before he does it so that he has to do it.
あら、それは豪華ではございませんの。
確かデザートフェスタのチケットってものすごい購買率で闇取引もされてるんだろ。そんなの3年分なんて本当にいいのかよ。
もちろん成功報酬だよ。盛り上げてくれないとダメだからね。
大丈夫だよ。圭一くんならきっと大盛り上がりになる。
それについては私も同感です。というかどんなめちゃくちゃな売り工場が飛び出すかかなり楽しみです。
たとえタコの入ってないたこ焼きであっても行列させてしまいそうですもんね。
Okay, it's still Shion being here still bothers me. Like, it's good that you're part of everything, Shion, but how are you here?
おいおい、さすがにタコなしたこ焼きは無理だろ。
いやいや、ケイちゃんなら見事売りかねないね。
うんうん。小麦粉の味が素朴でヘルシーとか言いそう。
お前ら俺をおだててるのかバカにしてるのか微妙だぞ。
どうですか前原くん。先生もあなたならきっとうまく盛り上げてくれると思います。
Chai Sensei was also on the committee. She must have backed up Mion's suggestion when she brought my name up at their last meeting.
僕も圭一の口先マジックが見たいのですよ。
This is also the first mention of Chai Sensei being on the committee, which is also really interesting.
見た
バナナの叩き売りだってさ、その売り工場の切符の良さに感服して買わせるわけだしね。
前原圭一ワンマンショーでございましたよ。楽しそうですわね。
おいおい、俺はまだ引き受けると言った覚えはないぞ。
大丈夫だよ。圭一くんならできるよ。
ちぇ、レナめ、他人事だと思って気楽に言いやがって。
ああ、そんなつもりじゃないのに。
The principal suddenly opened his mouth. Oh, the principal's here.
どうかね、前原君。わしも君ならやれると思うぞ。
I'm still impressed that he doesn't have a character art. Despite how important he is, he doesn't have a character art. Like Meta does.
男なら一つ、みんなの期待に応えてみんかね。
If I had to, I'm sure I could do it. Mion has made me do so many different things for the club, and I've learned a lot from that. Besides, this would be the first time I could get a reward without having to worry about punishment. It should be fun too. This was the first time so many people were counting on me like this. To be honest, it made me pretty happy. Still, I was worried about getting dragged into something that required a lot of work. I couldn't erase that thought from my mind. But I was in Himizawa. The people in this village would never do anything to betray me. Yeah, that's kind of true, actually. No, that is true. The people in this village would never do anything to betray me. They genuinely believe that it would do a lot to liven up the festival if I became the host of their auction. I've only been here for a short period of time, but I know that the people here are honest and kind.
よっしゃ、俺も男だぜ。そこまで言われちゃ引き受けないわけにはいかないな。見てろよ、俺がやるからにはドカンと盛り上げてやるぜ。エンジェルモートのチケットを忘れるなよ。3年どころか10年分くらい進呈したくなるくらいに盛り上げてやるぜ。
Wow. Oh, oops, wrong button.
よく言ってくれた、ケイちゃん。
Everyone gave me a round of applause. How many times had this happened in my life? Not once. This was the first time I'd ever been applauded.
しかしよ、よく俺みたいな若造を推薦して町会の人が納得してくれたよな。
There are lots of old people in the village committee. I'm a young guy who only just moved here. I've known for a while that Mion has a lot of influence locally, but I couldn't believe that everyone in the committee would accept it just like that.
まあ基本的には頭の固い年寄り連中ばっかりですけどね。時代も徐々に変わり始めてるってことです。ひなみ沢もダム戦争に打ち勝って、これからは新しい時代を築き、どんどん栄えさせていかなくちゃならない。だから若者歓迎、よそ者飛び入り大歓迎って風にどんどん意識改革をしていかなくちゃならないんだよ。
圭一は若くてよそ者で、しかも受けがいいので、まさにぴったりなのですよ。
受けがいいね。どうして俺の知名度がそんなに高いのか不思議でならねえぜ。
多分みーちゃんの罰ゲームと密接な関係があると思うかな。
やっぱりそれか
これで決まりですね。先生の方から今夜前原くんのご両親に電話でお話ししますので、一応前原くんの方からもご両親にこの度の件を話しておいてください。
I'm sure my parents will have no problem with it. They won't have any objections to raise, at least. They might ask me why my name was brought up, though. Child Sensei and the principal went back to the teacher's office after the discussion ended. We were in the middle of lunch break at the moment. Child Sensei and the principal had come along together. And Neon scared me by saying that they all had something to talk to me about. My stomach wasn't digesting my lunch particularly well.
前原さん、聞いてましたよ。すごいじゃないですか。
町会から推薦を受けるなんてすごい名誉ですよ。
おお、富田君に岡村君か。そんな名誉なら君らに譲ってもいいぞ。
無理ですよ。前原さんじゃなくちゃ務まらないです。
I realized the whole class was talking about me. They were saying how fun Watanagashi was going to be, and how high their expectations were for it. I might have taken on a huge responsibility. I needed to do my best to succeed at it.
そうだそうだ、忘れてた。うちのバッチャがね、いっぱいおはぎを作ったんだよ。学校のみんなにも食べてもらえって持ってこさせられたんだっけ。
Mion clapped her hands as she remembered, and took a box out of her bag. She opened the lid, letting us see a bunch of ohagi neatly packed inside.
あらあら、たくさん入っていますのね。クラス全員に食べていただけそうなくらいありますわよ。
バッチャはおはぎを作るのが大好きなんですよ。どういうわけか。
Are you on good terms with Granny in this world line, Shion? Are you actually in good terms with her? That doesn't make sense.
宗平が大好きだったのですよ。
ああ、じっちゃが好きだったらしいね。
Oh. I didn't know who Sohei was.
山盛り食べたらしいよ。
じゃあみーちゃんのおばあちゃんにとってはおはぎは亡くなったおじいちゃんを思い出す大切なものなんだね。
そうなの？じっちゃが好きなのって缶詰だと思ってました。
Oh, Shion. Well, I guess Kasai told you stories in this world line as well.
シオンは缶詰がダメなんだよね。
あ、そうなの？どうして？
缶詰臭と言いますか、あの独特の鉄臭さがどうも苦手で。
あら、人に嫌がるかぼちゃを無理やり食べさせて好き嫌いはいけないとか言ってる人が随分な話でございますのね。
Wait, what? Wait.
実はね。
The mention of the squash. That's like the end of that's the end of Mayakashi. Did her determination to, fulfill Satoshi's last wish go across world lines, leading to her to be somehow in the Himizawa school at this point in order to protect Satoko for Satoshi? Is this what happened here? Is that the explanation? Did her will from the end of Mayakashi to change to, fulfill Satoshi's final wish to keep watch of Satoko and protect her until he comes back. Not before he comes back, until he comes back. did her determination between war lines actually, led her to, being able to be in the Himizawa school. Just like Keiichi's determination between timelines allowed him to remember Sumi Horiboshi, to remember Onikakushi and Sumi Horiboshi, did Shion's determination in Mayakashi bleed over into this world line? Is that how we're gonna explain this? That's the explanation we're gonna get, aren't we? That's the explanation. Oh my god! That would be a cool ass explanation! She remembers! That's why she's here. Now that would be a good way to explain it.
ちょっとおねえ、人が嫌がることを言うなんて最低ですよ。
なんだかわからんが、ミオンが珍しく握ったシオンの弱みらしいな。面白いから普段の恨みを晴らせ。ほれほれ。
The reason why Shion doesn't like canned food must have been something pretty funny. The two sisters battled for a while. The machine gun knee kicks beyond lunge from close quarters weren't bad, but I don't think she expected Shion to land the capture subblocks off it. Guess Shion is the stronger of the two siblings.
おねえに言われるくらいなら自分で言います。ですね、傘一本に8位悪い親父がいましたね。そいつがですね、純粋無垢だった幼い私にですね、缶詰の中にはたまに人間の肉が混じっているとか、とんでもないことを吹き込みやがったせいなんです。
都市伝説にたまにそういうのがあるね。
あるある。俺たちのとこでも牛丼の肉は実は犬の肉だとか、ハンバーガーにはミミズの肉が混じってるとか聞いたことあるぜ。
そんな話がありますの？そんなの聞いてしまったら、もう牛丼もハンバーガーも食べられなくなりますわね。
You're not gonna like to hear what's in the Burger King burger, Satoko. I don't think Himizawa has a Burger King. Okuniya might. Was Burger King in Japan in the 1980s? When was Burger King introduced to Japan? Burger King in Japan. Oh wait, no, when it was introduced. When it was introduced. 1993! Oh, wow! Wow. So, 10 years from now, the first Burger King will open in Japan. Damn, Higurashi takes place. Higurashi does take place a little far back. There was no Burger King in Japan! There was definitely KFC, but no Burger King.
そうなんですよ、さとこ。私はトラウマを負わされた犠牲者なんです。
同情はしますけど、かぼちゃフルコースの恨みと相殺するにはまだだいぶ足りませんわね。さとこは根に持ちすぎなのですよ。僕は美味しくてペロリだったのです。
なんだかよ、そんな話をしてるとさ、このミオンのおはぎにも何か妙なものが混じってそうな気がしてくるよな。
ほう、確かにこの私が持ってきたおはぎだもんね。中に何の細工もないってのは確かに不用心だよね。
Ohagi that Mion brought. When you consider that, it's only natural to suspect that she probably did something to them. What's going on? I felt like I was forgetting something. But I didn't remember anything that I was forgetting. It was like one of those deja vu moments. I'd never been in this situation, but my mind was telling me that I'd been there before.
ど どうしたのですかケイチ。
いや、なんでもないよ。前にもミオンにおはぎをもらったことがあったような気がしたんだけど、これが初めてだよな。
そうなの？みーちゃん。
いや、これが初めてだと思うな。何かの勘違いじゃない？
私の記憶でも、ミオンさんが学校におはぎを持ってきたのは、今年はこれが初めてのはずでしたよ。
ははわかった。おじさんが持ってきたおはぎだもんだから、何か罠があると思って警戒してるんでしょう。そこは威張るとこじゃなくて、日頃のお姉の底を反省すべきとこだと思いますけど。
そうだよな。同じおはぎでも、レナとかが作ったおはぎなら、絶対そんな風には思わない。レナっておはぎ作るの、何気に上手なんだよな。小さいけど、丁寧で。
レナ、おはぎなんて作ったことないよ。
What? What was I saying? Why did I say that Rena had made Ohagi before? Why would I know that Rena makes her Ohagi small but neatly? Huh? I had no idea where that memory was coming from. I could only assume it was an error in my brain. Beyond was saying that this was her first time bringing Ohagi to class. As I tilted my head in confusion, everyone started reaching inside the box. Rena took out one for me and put it on the lid. I stared at it closely. What was I so concerned about? Mion said that I was probably concerned that she did something to the Ohagi. But it wasn't quite that. I really didn't know how to explain it. I felt like I was forgetting something important. I'd forgotten something important. And all I had was the obligation to remember it. In front of me was nothing but a single Ohagi that came from Mion's house. I was frustrated. But I really couldn't think of anything. There's no way I could remember it. Because I didn't know anything.
ケイチ、さっきからおはぎをじっと見て、どうしましたのですか？
いや、デジャブだっけ？既視感だっけ？ほら、たまにないか？初めて見るものなのにさ、過去にすでに見ていたように感じるときって。
ケイチは過去にもミオンにおはぎをもらったように感じるのですか？
でも気のせいだよな。ミオン自身そんなことは覚えがないって言ってるしさ。
ケイチ、ありもしない記憶なんてありませんです。もしケイチが覚えているのなら、それは本当にあったことなのですよ。
Rika-chan told me something strange. I didn't usually take her random comments seriously. But ever since I saw her making those predictions in the toy store, I have been curious about her special powers. I felt like she was telling me something deep.
へへ、大予言のリカちゃまが言うと、なんだか不思議な感じがしてくるな。それってつまり、輪廻転生とかそういう話なんだろ？
僕は宗教のことはよくわかりませんです。ただ、僕が言いたいのは、ケイチが知っていることなら、それはあったことなのです。だからそれを思い出してほしい。 気のせいだと片付けないで記憶としてほしい。僕が何を言っているのかわかりますですか？
I was a little surprised about how serious she sounded. I always thought that Rika was just an innocent girl who fooled around all the time saying things like meep and meepa. But all of a sudden, she seemed like a totally different girl. Was I supposed to take it as a joke? The serious look on her face told me it wasn't the time for jokes though.
リカちゃんがそう言うなら、じゃあ俺は別の世界とかでミオンにおはぎをもらったことがあるんだろうな。
バカにしませんから全部話してください。どこでどうしてなぜミーにおはぎをもらうのですか？
いつどこでどうしてなんて具体的に聞かれれば聞かれるほどやっぱり妄想だったんだなって思っちゃうよ。
Wait, okay, is he going to get the memories from himself in Onikakushi, or is he going to get the memories of himself from Sumi Horiboshi? Like Onikakushi, he didn't realize what was going on until Sumi Horiboshi, and in Sumi Horiboshi, he figured out what was going on. So is he going to have to redo his thought processes like he did in Sumi Horiboshi, like his thought process of when he remembered the things in Onikakushi and Minagoroshi? I'm not for sure if the anime adaptation, like, it seems like a fever dream. Like, when I think about the Minagoroshi part of, Higurashi, like, from the anime adaptation alone, when I think about Minagoroshi, it just feels like a fucking fever dream. I don't even know, like, it's like a fever dream for me, so I don't really remember too much of this arc, but I know what happens. Like, I know the important events, but all the details, I just feel like a fever dream. Like, it's just like, I only remember a few details, but everything else, I just know nothing. Everything else? Nothing.
寝ぼけて見た夢なのかもしれないな。
夢でもいいのです。もっと覚えてるはずなのです。話してください。
What was up with her? She seemed so curious about it. I didn't think the story was that interesting. Her asking so much started making me feel uncomfortable. Still, something told me that I needed to talk with Rika-chan about everything I could. Maybe she could predict my future by reading my dreams. I should tell her everything. After all, she's the shrine maiden for Orochi-sama.
俺は多分学校を休んだんだよ。風邪なんだと思う。
My memory was scattered all over my brain, like powder. I could see myself standing in front of the door. Mion was there, and someone else was standing there too. I think it was Rena.
それでミオンのやつ、お見舞いのおはぎだって言って持ってくるんだよ。今日言ってるのと同じで、おばあちゃんが作ったって言ってた気がする。
それで？
うん。それで、そのおはぎを食べるんだよ。二人を返した後に。それでさ、おはぎの中からここから先は間違いない。漫画の受け売りだよ。多分、昔読んだ漫画のエピソードと記憶が混同してるんだ。そんなことがあるわけない。
圭一、話を続けるのです。おはぎを食べて、中から？
ああ、いや、俺が小学校の頃に読んだ怖い漫画にさ、ハンバーグの中に裁縫針が混ぜられているっていう話があったんだよ。シオンもさっき言ってたろ？小さい頃に怖がらされると、 トラウマになって残るっていうやつだよ。
I didn't remember much about that comic. I think it was about this girl who had an accident and held a grudge against the person who caused the injury on her face. It was a really cheap plot now that I think about it. But since I was still a little kid, that comic really scared me. In one chapter, the girl casts a curse on the guy's food. He eats a burger with sewing needles inside it. Then he goes all, Gah! Something like that. It still freaked me out. The image was so grotesque and shocking to me. That grew into a kind of trauma. And for a while, I searched for sewing needles in my food every time I ate something. I couldn't eat burgers for a while for that reason. But my parents got concerned, and my hunger overcame the trauma. Eventually, that experience disappeared into the flow of time.
今でもさ、ちょっとでも怪しいシチュエーションがあると、針が混じってるかもしれないなって考えちゃうんだよ。もちろん、ちょっと考えるだけだぜ。みんなの弁当をつっつくとき、いちいち中身を改めてたら失礼だもんな。針を混ぜるなんて危ないいたずらなんて絶対するわけがないって思うから、そんなくだらないトラウマなんか気にしないで食べてるんだよ。
でも、今でもちょっと怖いのですね。
未だに忘れられないってことは、今でも心の中にはちょっと残ってるのかもな。
では、そのミーのおはぎからは、出てきたのですね。裁縫針が。
ああ、出てきた。
Inside that Ohagi, there was a needle, just as I feared. Why was I telling her about something that was just my imagination? Mion and Rena came to see me when I took a day off from school while I was sick. That never happened, so obviously my brain was just making it up. But I spoke to Rika-chan, because she said she wouldn't make fun of me.
圭一は目の前にあるこのおはぎにも針が混じっているように感じて怖いですか？だからさっきから手をつけられない。
I realized that Mion and Rena were also looking at me. They were wondering why I was staring at the Ohagi without eating it.
あ、ケイちゃん、おはぎ嫌いだった？嫌いだったなら無理しなくても。
Mion was assuming that I didn't like Ohagi. She felt bad for forcing me to eat something I didn't like. In turn, I felt guilty seeing the sad expression on her face.
お姉のおはぎなんで、中に何か妙なものが仕込まれてるって疑っているんですよ。
That is a smug-ass face, Shion. Oh my god, that's a smug-ass face. I immediately denied Shion's remark. No one would understand what I'm saying. Even I didn't know.
いや、はっきり断言できるぜ。ここにあるミオンのおはぎには、針なんて絶対に入っていねえ。
針？そんなのなんでおじさんが入れるわけ？
当たり前だよな。ミオンは確かにおとなしくお見舞いを持ってくるようなやつじゃない。タバスコを入れるとかそういう冗談はやるかもしれないが、間違っても針なんて混ぜない。シャレになることとならないことのけじめははっきりつけてる。だからそんなことは絶対にありえない。
I grabbed the ohagi with my hand. As I brought it in front of my mouth, I felt the need to check it, just in case. but I told myself clearly, "Hey, you wimp! When are you going to stop being scared of that stupid comic book? Mion brought these Ohagi to treat everyone in the class. There's no way she'd put needles inside of these." I forced that stupid memory out of my brain and munched on the Ohagi.
うめえじゃねえかよ。
うまくて当然。針なんか入ってなかったでしょ。
そりゃそうだよな。本当にすまん。自分でもくだらないトラウマにずっと縛られてたって呆れるぜ。
My heart stopped pounding, and I felt relieved. The next moment, I got the urge to say something to Mion. It wasn't the right thing to say, but I just felt like I had to say it.
おい、ミオン。
何？
おはぎ、うまかったぜ。
は？大きなカバンを担いできた甲斐があったよ。
I really want to try Ohagi now. I never had Ohagi. I really want to try it. I didn't know why I wanted to tell her again that the Ohagi was delicious. But I was glad I said that to her. I was finally released from that odd feeling.
さあさあ、さとこもけいちゃんを見習ってかぼちゃをガブリといきましょう。よく煮込んでありますから柔らかいですよ。
シオンさんのお弁当は何を食べてもかぼちゃが出てくるんですもの。
Come on, Satsuko, you guys say what I want you to say.
私がトラウマになりましたよ。
Okay, that was better. I thought Satsuko was going to remark, and you need to start eating canned food too.
しーちゃんはさとこちゃんのかぼちゃ嫌いを直すのに頑張ってるんだね。
シオンも熱心だよね。まったく将来の妹のつもりなのかね。
By the time I finished eating my ohagi, we had returned to our usual fun lunchtime.
ケイチ、もしもですよ。
うん。もしもなんだよ。
本当に食べ物から裁縫針が出てきたらどうしますか？
そんなことあるわけないね。リカちゃん、脅そうったって無駄だぜ。
ケイチ、それでも出てくることがもしもあったなら。
Richan looked at me with a serious face as I joked around. What's gotten into her lately?
しつこいぜ。そんなことは絶対ありえないし、信じない。
I just overcome my stupid trauma after all that. That's why I made that firm statement.
わかりましたです。ケイチ、しつこくてごめんなさいなのです。もしも針が出てきたら、それはきっとケイチの勘違いなのですよ。ミーが混ぜたなんて絶対に思わないであげてくださいなのです。
ミオンを疑うなってことなんだろ。ああ、当然だぜ。俺は絶対に仲間を疑わないぞ。
Sumi Horimoshi memories. I raised my fist in the air. Rika-chan finally looked happy. She smiled as if she was relieved by my words. Higurashi no nakukore ni, or Higurashi when they cry kai. Higurashi no nakukore ni kai, or Higurashi when they cry kai. Ooh. Keiichi returns home. Oh, we're in the festival committee now. The items donated for the auction were gathered at the Furude Shrine.
ほう、いろいろとあるな。
We're still at Keiichi's point of view.
お中元のタオルセットとか使い古した家具あたりまでは想像してたが、何気に結構いろいろあるじゃねえかよ。
すごいね。テレビや冷蔵庫まである。それにこれまだ新品同然だね。
驚いたでしょう。その座機器関係のお店から余り物とか店頭展示品とか売り物にはならないけどまだまだ新品同然のものをいろいろと供出してもらったわけよ。片遅れ品とかをあまり気にしないならちょっとは立派なもんでしょ。
電化製品に貼り付けてある日焼けした新製品というシールがなんだか哀愁を誘いますわね。
いやいや、さとこ、そういうのが逆にポイント高いんだぞ。他人の使用済みの道具よりは多少すすけてても未使用の方が気持ちよく使えるってもんだ。
最近の若者は潔癖なのです。私はあんまりそういうの気にしないから、安ければこういうのもいいかな。
レナさんはさっきから家具類に興味があるみたいですね。一人暮らしでも考えてるんですか？
あ、ううん。お父さんとお家の模様替えをしようって話になってるの。
Okay, that scared me for a second. I wasn't not for sure there was a Rena problem in this arc, but I don't think there is.
でもちゃんとした家具屋さんで買おうとすると高いから、こういうリサイクル品を探してたの。模様替えって家具まで変えちゃうんですの？ずいぶん大掛かりですのね。うちのお父さんね、つい最近やっと就職したの。
Whoa! Whoa! There's so many things off about this chapter! Her dad got a job without, having the whole Rena experience. Now that's impressive in its own right.
だから新生活のための心機一転ってことで大掛かりに行きたいの。レナのお父さんは就職したのですか？
Even Rika is pointing out how weird this is. Rika-chan asked her. I was thinking the same thing. Does that mean Rena's father was unemployed until recently?
お母さんと別れてから丸々1年就職しようとしなかった。
Whoa! And is she... Oh my god! I should keep on remembering. I think since Keiichi's remembering things from previous timelines, Shion's also probably remembering things. So it's Rena! They're all remembering! That's why Minagoroshi's world, like the world in Minagoroshi, Himizawa, this version of Himizawa, is so freaking, different! Cause people are remembering! God! Everyone's remembering things. Finally, people are remembering things.
レナも怒ってたんだよ。ちゃんと働きなさいって。
Rena explained that with her usual smile, so it took me a moment to realize how serious it was. If what she said was true, her parents were divorced, and she wasn't living in a very good family environment. Rena talked about it like it was nothing.
お母さんとお父さんが別れたんですの？前に住んでた町でね、離婚しちゃったの。それでお父さんとレナはひなみ沢に戻ってきたんだけどね。
I'm impressed that Rena's being so upfront about this sort of thing still.
お父さん、離婚のショックからずっと立ち直れなくて。ずっと寝たり、ぼーっとしたり、遊んだりしてるだけだった。
離婚も失恋も相手を愛した分だけ傷も深まります。 その落ち込みの深さは決して悪いものじゃないと私は思いますけど。
そんなロマンチックな話ならいいんだけど、それでお父さんいつの間にやら悪いお店に入り浸っていることが分かっちゃったの。ある日預金通帳を見てひどい金遣いにびっくり。
レナのお母さんはさ、結構有名なデザイナーさんだったらしくてさ、相当稼いでたらしいんだよね。そのおかげでだいぶたくさんの慰謝料をもらってたらしい。
そのせいでお父さんは働かなくても生活できちゃったんだよね。それが立ち直りを遅れさせちゃった原因の一つかもしれない。
それは一理あるな。お金に余裕がなかったら働かざるを得ない。そうすりゃ忙しくなって落ち込んでる暇なんかなくなるもんな。
朝起きて登校や出勤をして夕方に帰ってきて食事して寝るっていう当たり前の生活習慣は乱れると結構堕落するもんです。私も学園から抜け出してきた後、しばらく無職な生活をしてたことありますからよくわかります。
お家に引きこもって一人でうじうじしているのが一番いけませんです。そうだね、リカちゃんの言う通りだったんだよ。
I'm joking. I'm joking.
だからレナね、お父さんときっぱり話をしたの。課長としての責任とか親としての自立とか、そういう話を互いに正座しながら一晩みっちりと。
レナって普段はチャラけてるけど、ここ一番ではきっちりしてるからな。親が相手でもきっちりってのはさすがだぜ。
そんなことないよ。レナも最初はショックだったよ。だってお父さん、なんだか知らない女の人に貢いでるっぽかったんだもん。
Oh, this is the Rena mention.
娘としてはショックだよ。
Okay, so the Rena stuff still slightly happened, but maybe not to as big of a scale as it was in Minagoroshi.
それでレナはどうしたのですか？一人で悩んでるうちは全然ダメ。悪いことばかり考えちゃって。だからみーちゃんに打ち明けて相談してみたの。
That was the moment when Rena remembered Sumi Haramoshi to trust in her friends. This is the divergent point. She finally talked to Mion. Wait, what happened to Rena then? Wait, hold up. What happened to Rena? Wait, I always wondered in the timelines where it doesn't end up like Sumi Haramoshi. What happens to Rena? I don't think they ever answered that in the anime. I don't remember the answer. What does happen to Rena? Does the Sonozaki family just make her go away? Do they like intimidate her saying, hey, you better leave Okinomiya right now? Wait, is that the reason why Teppei comes back sometimes? Is that the reason? Is Rena chased out of Okinomiya? And because Rena's out of Okimiya, Teppei doesn't have a partner anymore, so he comes back? Because he no longer has a partner, he comes back to Himizawa to go after Satsuko? Is that what's going on? Oh my god, I think that makes sense, That makes sense. If Rena's not there, Teppei has no partner for his schemes. Okay, I'm sorry I'm doing a distraction, but okay, this is now becoming like a podcast. Like, the game is the focus of the video, but I'm also doing some other stuff relating to Higurashi. So I'm still talking about Higurashi, but at the same time, I do want to point out some things that I think might be what's going on. Like, this just suddenly came into my head. At the beginning of Strategizing, let's see if this is in the beginning of this volume of the book. No, wait. Hold on, was it the beginning of Strategizing where, something important is found? I'm flipping through the book right now. I think I'm wrong. No, wait, there is something about, something being found in a river. Like, this embodied arm being found in a river. Like, is there a mention of that in Strategizing? Like, in the beginning of the Strategizing novel, like, visual novel, there's a scene where they find a dead limb in the water. I think it was Strategizing that began like that. Okay, I'm gonna check the other volume real quick. But there was something about a missing body limb being found in the water in one of these arcs. So I'm thinking, maybe that has something to do with, what's going on. Hold up. Was it Higurashi that begins like that? Or was it, Higurashi that begins like that?
The two of them grimace at a terribly bizarre and repulsive sight. We got maggots, eh? Some of us have thrown kitchen waste in. Landlord, what's that? What? Just more garbage. Landlord, that's... Ah!
Old mic sounds. Okay, here we go.
Building! Oh, hello. Good work today. What a terrible stench. Hey, someone cover this thing with a chart. It's in plain sight of the 2 floor houses. And identity of deceased, unknown. Sex, female. Okay. Age, estimated to be in late 20s or early 30s. Time of death, about 2 or 3 days ago. Is it Takano? She was probably abandoned after death. Aiken too? Figuring out who she is will be rough. Contact the community division, ask if anyone's gone missing. They probably weighed her down, so she sank. The weights came off and she floated to the top. But why in the drainage sewer are all things? Would have been better under an overpass or in the mountains, you know? And it would have been outside our jurisdiction, right? It looks like never would have had the corpse at all. Did they do it so that she would be found? Is it a warning or something? The slice in her stomach definitely wasn't from a fish eating her. She was cut open and her insides were dragged out. They really made a show out killing her. Doesn't the Chinese mafia do these sort of traditional punishments? As Shiki-san in the Section 4 visa had any trouble in the Yakuza. Honest, sir. Still, what a terrible way to go. Hey, don't her innards poking out like that sort of look like a sound so we get in Kyoto? Maybe if you stuck chopsticks in, noodles would pop out, see? Ugh! Please give me a break! Her intestines were pulled out and her ears and nose were cut off. That's definitely not how I want to go. Her fingers are in a bad state, too. A long nail stuck in all of them on both hands. What kind of torture is this, anyway?
If I'm correct here... Okay, wait. If I'm correct here, that body they found at the beginning of Strategizing, that could be Rena. Rena was in her late 20s, early 30s. From the looks of her, she's female. There wasn't any other clues than that. I mean, she was associated with the Sonozaki family somewhat because of Teppei. Because Teppei was very alarmed when he came across Kasai in the cafe in Sumiharaboshi. Like, Teppei was really alarmed when he bumped into Kasai, and I bet Rena was a little bit nervous as well. So they were somehow involved with the Sonozaki family. Maybe why would the Sonozaki torture her to death, though? Alright, it's time to get back to the game. I'm sorry, everyone, that I went on that tangent, but I felt like that was necessary in order to understand the story a little bit more, so we're gonna be back to the game now.
私は話を聞いて相槌を打っただけだよ。レナが自分で考えをきっちり整理して父親とちゃんと話をするべきだって結論したんだよ。相談なんてとんでもない。
Are you certain?
いや、そういうのは大事だろう。人に話すことで悩みってのは結構冷静に考えられるもんだしな。
そういうもんですかね。相談する程度で解決する悩みならその程度だったってことじゃないんですか？
そんなことないよ、しーちゃん。私もみーちゃんと話をするまでは 相手の女の人を闇討ちしようとか物騒なことしか思いつかなかったもん。でもよくよく考えてみればそんなの全然最善の解決策じゃない。
Remembering Sumiyoshi.
まず話し合うことから始めないとね。それでレナは話し合ってどうしたのですか？お父さんがグダグダしてるのはお金のせいだってことになってね。口座を別の銀行に移し替えて通帳と印鑑はレナが預かることになった。
You're old enough to do that?
だからお父さんは毎月私からお小遣いをもらってるんだよ。
Like, I'm surprised that the bank allowed that sort of thing to happen. I'm actually kind of impressed with her bank.
なんだかレナさんのお家は親と子が逆転してしまってますわね。
Everyone else laughed along with Satoko. I wasn't sure if I should laugh, but I saw Rena laughing too.
結局さ、むやみやたらな大金がレナのお父さんを堕落させてたわけさ。金銭感覚が戻れば変なお店にも行かなくなるし、ちゃんと働かなくちゃいけないって気にもなるからね。
でもあれはいいタイミングだった。お父さん知らない女の人のマンションの頭金を払おうとしている矢先だったの。危ないところだった。
レナが笑顔で話す割にはよくよく聞いてみると随分ヘビーな話だな。一歩間違えば家庭崩壊だったんだよな。
そうだね。もしあの時私がみーちゃんに相談しなくてうじうじと今日を迎えていたら今頃きっとその女の人を殺そうなんて考えていたかもしれない。
Everyone laughed at hearing such a dangerous thing come out of Rena's mouth. Rena laughed too, but I saw something serious in her eyes. It was probably true that she once thought about murdering that lady. She seduced Rena's father so that she could get money out of him. Knowing how short-tempered I am, I might do the same if that happened to me. Yeah, you would. I think she made the right decision in talking to Mion, instead of being irrational.
偉いよな。家族の問題なんて恥ずかしくてなかなか話せるもんじゃないぜ。
そうだよね。みーちゃんに打ち明けようと踏ん切りをつけるにはレナもちょっと時間が必要だった。決め手になったのは夢なの。
Someone has returned home. My garage is going off.
夢ですか？あの頃は布団の中でいつも一人悩んでた。だからきっと夢の中でまで私は悩んでたんだと思うの。
In my dream, I thought about what would happen to me if I didn't do anything. I think this might be Keiichi, not Rena. Oops. This could be Rena, actually, but I'm gonna read this as Keiichi. I don't know if what I saw was my imagination, or a prediction of the future. This is Rena.
夢の中の未来では、お父さんはその知らない女の人ともっともっと仲良くなってて、とうとうお家にまで連れ込むようになってるの。
One track for me. In my dream, I saw that lady living with us in our home. My dad and I don't smoke, but there was an ashtray in the living room. The futon in our guest room was now hers. In the bathroom, there was a toothbrush and shampoo I never choose to buy. It was an unusual sight.
それはとても嫌な、いえ、辛いシチュエーションですわね。
Satsuko never told me, but I'd heard that she also lost her parents. Why is she making those eyes? I heard that she went through tough times when she was taken in by her aunt and uncle. Someone told me about that once. Satsuko seemed to understand Rena's pain very well.
うん。それはとても辛いシチュエーション。私は家に居場所がなくなって、だんだんと追い詰められていくの。それで、ちょっとした些細なきっかけで、私はその女を殺してしまう。
夢にしては嫌に生々しい展開ですね。
Are you about to remember something, Shion?
それで？
そしたらもう、私は人殺しなんだよね。誰にも殺しのことを知られたくないって、怯えて、怖がって、誰も信用できなくなって、毎日毎日を死体を埋めた場所で過ごすの。その場を離れたら、誰かに死体を見つけられちゃうような気がして、いつまでも、いつまでも。
嫌な未来だな。夢の中だけで済んでよかったと思うぜ。
あれは、夢だったのかな？私はね、あれはきっと、そのまま何もしないでいたら、きっと迎えた未来なんじゃないかなって思うの。だから翌朝目が覚めた時、とても怖くて、震えが止まらなかった。私とお父さんの家なのに、知らない香水の匂いがするような気さえした。そしてその夢が現実になるのが、来年なのか来月なのか、ひょっとしたら明日なのではないかと、どんどん怖くなったの。そこまで追い詰められたら、もうみーちゃんに打ち明けるのにためらいはなかったね。
The memories of Minagoroshi.
レナがものすごい神妙な顔で内緒の相談があるなんて言ってきたときは、おじさんはてっきり変な検査薬で陽性でも出ちゃったんじゃないかと真面目に思ったよ。
With who? With who?
まあ実際今だから笑い話だけど、当時は本当に笑えなかったね。
みーちゃんは本当に頼りになったよ。落ち着いて私の話を聞いてくれて、現実的な解決の糸口を探ってくれた。それで、やっぱり親子でちゃんと話さないとダメだっていう当たり前の到達点にたどり着いたってわけ。それは、夢ではなかったかもしれませんですよ。そうだね。ただの夢じゃなかったのかもしれないね。
もしその夢を見なかったら、レナはミオンに打ち明けなかった可能性もあるもんな。レナの人生を決めた重要な夢だぜ。
夢か。
It's your turn now, Shion.
あんたも夢を見るんだ。へえ。
Shion had said something in a small voice. Only Mion picked up on what it was. I don't know what she said, but based on Mion's reaction, she must have said something serious. By the way, Shion usually went to school in Okinawa. Finally! Finally they're gonna mention this! However, she'd been coming to the school in Himizawa lately. I didn't know why she chose to come this far. but she seemed to be having fun taking care of Satoko. I had no idea what brought Shion and Satoko together. Wait, weren't they on bad terms once? Huh? Is that true? Were they always that close? Or not? Huh?
だから思ったの。人と相談するのはとても大事。
Oh, wait, okay, no. Okay, that's important for your storyline right now. Okay, that's important for your storyline. I'm not dismissing you right now. But I want to know more about how the fuck did Shion convince Grandma to let her go to school in Himizawa? I want to know how the fuck that happened. Like, okay, you're very important, Rena. Like, you're really important. But I want to know, what did she say or do to convince Grandma to let her into the school in Himizawa? Like, what did she say to Oryu? What did she say to Oryu? Because I really want to know, what did she say to Oryu? We'll have fun in a normal way. We'll laugh together in a normal way. And we'll fall in love in a normal way. We won't doubt each other. We'll trust each other.
仲間はただの遊び友達じゃない。本当に大切なことを打ち明けられる重要な存在なんだって。そんな当たり前のことに気づいたの。
そうだな。だとしたらレナにとっては親子の問題を解決しただけでなく、仲間の重要さにも気づけたわけなんだな。
うん。だから私も誰かが悩みを持ったら相談に乗りたいし、助けたい。絶対に力になりたい。だから私が打ち明けるに足る仲間だと信じてほしい。
Now their chance, Rika.
とても大切なことをレナが言っていますです。
Yes, but it might be a little bit directed towards you, Rika. You're opening up to Keiichi. That's a good step, though. You are opening up to Keiichi. Rika-chan is right. We all nodded at her, without joking around. A moment later, we heard someone locking the door. We were all surprised. That person didn't mean to lock the door. She must have locked it by accident, not knowing that it was already opened. She turned the knob, thinking that it was now unlocked.
あれ？誰か中におった？
The lady knocked on the door. I could hear several other people outside the door.
あー、ごめんなさい。今開けます。
Mion replied in a loud voice and walked toward the door. I heard her greeting the ladies from the town council.
ちょっとみんな、手を貸してくれる？
なんだなんだ、どうした？
Here? I immediately saw why Mion called us over. The people from the village committee had brought another donation. It was an old cupboard. We all helped carry it inside the room. As I walked through the door, I realized the Higurashi were starting to cry, taking over from the cicadas.
ああ、前原く。あんた、叩き売りの司会を引き受けてくれたね。もうみんながあんたしか適任がいないんってたくまをすんよ。だからおばさん、前原くんの司会が楽しみで。
あ、いやせいぜい頑張りますので、あまり期待しないでくれると嬉しいです。
そんなこと言っちゃって。今日ここに来たのも売り物を吟味して売り文句を考えておきたいからなんですよ。当日は期待しましょう。
したら叩き売りはちゃんと来ないかんね。
The other ladies smiled and told me they were looking forward to it. it hadn't been that long since I moved to this village. But even these people offered me a position of huge responsibility during the festival. So you could say that they've accepted me as a member of this village. I caused so much trouble where I lived before that I couldn't even go outside. But they're accepting me as a member of this village? I was so happy. I felt bad that I still hadn't learned all their names. But I was going to do my best to entertain the villagers who were supporting me.
ミオンちゃんはどうする？まだ残るんかいね。
ああ、いや、もう私たちも帰ります。もういいよね、ケイちゃん。
まあ雰囲気さえつかめりゃあとは出たとこ勝負だ。なるようになるだろう。
綿流しには興味ないんだけど、ケイちゃんの司会は見たいな。私も来ようかな。
Oh, this would be, no, this wouldn't be Shion's first time at the festival. No, it wouldn't be. Well, I meant by first time in this timeline. It will be her first time in this timeline.
シオンさんもぜひいらっしゃいませ。みんなで一緒に騒ぐのは楽しいですわよ。
私は反対。シオンは沖宮に住んでるんだから沖宮の祭りにでも行っちゃえ。
レナはシーちゃんが来るの賛成。シーちゃんが来るとミーちゃんが面白くなる。では多数決により C の参加は決定なのですよ。
というわけです、お姉。当日は私のせいでお姉の地味っぷりが露呈しちゃうかもしれませんけど、まあ仲良くしてくださいね。シオン嫌い、シオン嫌い、シオン嫌い。
Whatever Mion says, I know that they're actually close. The more Mion tried to refuse her, the more it was obvious how close they really were.
じゃあだよ。忘れ物とかない？明かり消すよ。
We made sure that we didn't leave anything inside and left the room. I looked around the shrine grounds while Mion locked the door. This big place will be filled with people on the day of Watanagashi.
このだだっ広い境内がお祭り一色になるんだよな。なんだか全然想像がつかないぜ。すっげえ楽しみだ。
模擬店とかがいっぱい並んで人もものすごいたくさん来るんだよ。きっと圭一くんもびっくりするかな年に一度なんてケチなことを言わず季節のたびにやってくれてもいいんですのにね。
そういや、季節のたびに来る人はいたね。はい？そんな人いましたっけ？
あ、それは俺もわかるぞ。この間会ったカメラマン風の人だろ。
Sex man himself, Jiro Tamatake.
名前はなんて言ったっけ？
圭一は富武を知っていますのですか？
そうそう、富武さんだったな。いや、先日の帰り道で会ってさ、ミオンとレナに教えてもらっただけだよ。妙にたくましい体つきの割に腰の低い感じのおっさん。季節のたびにひなみ沢に来てる熱心な旅行写真家なんだろ。
自称でございますけどね。
What do you think he's doing, Satoko?
あの人が来ると今年ももう綿流しだなって気がするよ。それで綿流しが終わると 本格的に夏が始まるんだよね。
そうだね。でも今年は暑くなるのが早いから、もうセミが鳴いてるけどね。異常気象とかテレビで言ってますわね。温暖化がどうしたこうしたとよく聞きますわ。
Did people actually talk about global warming in the early 1980s? I thought that started being a discussion in the late 90s. Maybe it was a discussion in the 80s. Maybe. I'm not for sure about that, actually. Yeah, I'm not for sure if the discussion about global warming started until the late 90s. I think it started in the late 90s, but it could have happened in the early 80s. Like, some people knew about it, but it wasn't that big of, big of a discussion topic as it is, now. Yeah.
暑い夏、大いに結構じゃねえか。
I disagree.
夏が涼しかったらなんだかつまらないぞ。
I don't know.
そうですね。
I don't know about you guys, but instead of global warming that makes summers hotter, why don't we have a global colding that makes summers cooler? You see what I'm getting? You see what I'm getting at? Global cooling. Come on, everyone. Let's cheer on for global cooling. We need some, global cooling going on.
季節通りの気候の方が気分がいいもんです。冷夏や暖冬はなんだか損した気になります。
Not me.
夏に負けないくらいこの夏の私たちも熱くいこう。綿流し祭何だ、綿流し祭六強爆闘だね。
今年の綿流しもみんなで一緒に楽しく過ごせますですよ。そうだね。楽しく過ごせるといいね。
お、レナは知らねえな。リカちゃんのは希望的憶測じゃねえんだぜ。本当の予言なんだぜ。だからリカちゃんが当日は楽しくなるって言ったら絶対にそうなる。だってこれは運命なんだからな。そうだろリカちゃん。
はい、運命なのですよ。
Rika-chan smiled with a "Ipa." Her smile assured me that the day of Watanagashi was going to be a great one for us.
当日さ、すぐにオークションってわけじゃねえんだろ。
始まるのは奉納演舞の一つ前だから、夕方からならみんなで一緒に遊ぶ時間は十分にあるよ。
そうですわよね。初めてのお祭りなのに一緒に遊べないなんて気の毒ですもの。
ケイちゃんの叩き売りを楽しんだ後はリカちゃまの奉納演舞ですか。なかなかいいじゃないですか。
ということは、僕は圭一の司会を最後まで見られず、途中で演舞の準備に行かなくてはならないのです。
へえ、リカちゃんも出番があるのか。演舞ってなんだ。やっぱり古出神社の巫女さんだから何か神事でもやるわけか。
綿流しの名の通り、お布団の綿を清める演舞と儀式があるの。リカちゃんがとっても頑張るから、圭一くんもいっぱい応援してあげてね。それでね、リカちゃんが巫女さん装束で重い細工をフラフラしながら振るうのがね、とっても可愛いんだよ。お持ち帰り。
I knew that was coming. I've never seen a real shrine maiden before. I'm sure Rika-chan really will look adorable. I was looking more and more forward to the Watanagashi festival. Rena, Mion, Shion, Satoko, Rika-chan, and I. The six of us will definitely have a great time there. how many more days did we have? I'd never been this excited about a festival in my life. Higurashi when the Kai Kai. Oh? And evening turned to night. Higurashi when the Kai Kai. Oh man. I felt like I prolonged this chapter a lot longer than it should be. I think I made this chapter a lot longer than it was intended to be, but, you know, I'm having fun. Well, I guess this chapter is a little bit longer than I thought, because we're now on Rika's point of view. Satoko's snoring sounded so subtle while I stood by the window.
さとこ
Your snoring breaks the sound barrier, Satoko. I could tell that she was sound asleep.
いびきが可愛いのですよ
I want to ask you. That sounds cute. It sounds like she's eating me, Hanyu. It sounds like she's eating me. You think what you want to think, Hanyu, but that sounds like someone's devouring me. Hanyu laughs and tries to poke Satoko's nose. I looked up at the sky. Nothing was different about the moon, but the moonlight seemed warmer than usual to me.
リカは機嫌がいいようなのです確かにそうかもしれない
I realized it only after Hanyu pointed it out. I really was in a very good mood. Otherwise, I wouldn't be enjoying the view of the sky on a humid night like this. I felt like bringing a toast to the moon. As I rooted around the back of the closet, Hanyu spoke to me, sounding noticeably upset.
リカ、お酒はダメなのですよ
You can't stop me.
いいじゃない今夜くらい
Hanyu doesn't like alcohol. If I drink, Hanyu will also taste it, so she always complains when I try to drink. That's why I usually drink only when Hanyu is far away from me. Of course, she'll know right away when I do, but it's too late by then.
ダメですリカにはワインは早いのですリカは私よリカが飲みたいものはリカが決めるわダメです僕はワインが嫌いなのですダメ今日は喧嘩はなしだってばわかったわじゃああんたにも飲みやすいようにそれならいいでしょ
Shit, sorry. Strike 2. I don't want to fight with you tonight. I'll dilute it with orange juice so you can handle the taste. Is that a deal?
ワインのあの匂いが嫌いなのですだからダメ
Hanyu jumped around and complained. She was making a lot of noise where Satoko was sleeping.
やめなさいサトコが起きちゃうでしょ残念でしたなのです僕はリカ以外には見えないし聞こえませんからいくらトタンバタンしてもリカにしか聞こえないのですあっかんべーほほあん んたはたまに身の程をわきまえないわね。
I went to the refrigerator and took out a pack of orange juice and spicy kimchi I usually use for her punishment. I'm gonna reread that, but oh my god. I went to the refrigerator and took out a pack of orange juice and the spicy kimchi I typically use for her punishment.
はい問題。私がおつまみに激辛キムチをいっぱい食べて羽生が辛い思いをするのとオレンジジュースで割った甘いワインを飲んで一緒に月を楽しむのとどっちがいい？
Hanyu clenched her lips while jumping up and down, ready to burst into tears. She should be disciplined for being that noisy. But she never has been, since I'm the only one who can hear her. Besides, she's like air, so I can't even give her a spanking. Hanyu loves sweets, but she really hates spicy food.
いいか？飛び跳ねるのはおやめなさいませ。
Well, Hanyu, you woke Satoko up. It's time for the kimchi. Satoko woke up suddenly, and I had Satoko woke up suddenly, and I had to hide my glass in a hurry. Satoko doesn't know about my drinking habit.
今何時だと思ってるんですの？
She fell asleep again after speaking.
ほら、あんたのドタンバタンがうるさいって注意されたわよ。この安眠妨害。
Just like I'm the one who can see her, I'm usually the only person who can hear the noise she makes. I'm gonna reread that, sorry. Just like I'm the only one who can see her, I'm usually the only person who can hear the noise she makes. However, that's not the case all the time. Hanyu does exist in this world. Sometimes, people can actually hear and feel her existence. It doesn't happen too often, and most people think that they just heard some random noise. Based on my experience, people who are in a critical condition like Satoko tend to hear her more often. When I say critical condition, I mean who've reached the L4 stage, as Ire would describe it. I don't like the way that was worded, but I'm gonna let that slide. At that stage, there's nothing that can be done anymore. They will feel the existence and hear the noise of someone that they can't see. That would really mess with their mind. Hanyu stopped jumping up and down and gave up as I started pouring alcohol into my glass. I wasn't drinking because I wanted to be mean to Hanyu. In fact, I always wished she would enjoy it too. I poured only a little bit of wine inside the glass and diluted it with plenty of orange juice. In fact, this cocktail is pretty much just juice. I also put some crushed ice inside the glass. With that, it looked like a real cocktail they serve at the bar. With that, it looked like a real cocktail they serve at the bar.
ほら、羽生。これくらいの薄さなら平気でしょ。
Just for you, my dear. I licked the edge of the glass to see how she'd react.
このくらいなら平気なのです。そう。じゃあ今夜はこの濃さにするわ。もう怖がらないで。辛いのはしまうわ。
Hanyu has been scared of that kimchi punishment for a while. As I put it back inside the refrigerator, she seemed relieved. Ooh, I like this image. I took the glass and headed back to the window. It was no breeze, but it seemed a little bit cooler.
ねえ羽生、あなたも今回は何かが違うって感じてる？
圭一やレナの話ですか？
それから多分シオンもね。みんな過去の世界をごくわずかだけど記憶してる。そしてそれを生かして致命的な失敗を避けている。
ここにはそう珍しいことではないと思いますです。でも圭一やレナ、シオンなどみんながみんな同時にそうなることは僕もとても珍しいことだと思いますのです。
One might be able to say that some sort of a miracle might be happening, Hanyu.
私はよく自分の運命をすごろくに例えるんだけど、これは3つ振ったサイコロがみんな6だったような、そういう幸運じゃないかと思うの。
Okay, I'm looking at her cocktail right now, and it looks pretty purple. Like, way too purple to have orange juice in it. Maybe that's what the dilution did because she poured some... Damn it, I don't know too much about wine. Maybe that's what it looks like when it's mixed with orange juice? Damn! I need to try some wines mixed with orange juice sometime. Sometime in the future, do a wine review.
僕たちの望む未来に最も近い位置からのスタートという意味では、リカのその例えは正しいと思いますのです。でもこれはリカが期待するような意味の奇跡ではありませんですよ。
I knew what she was trying to say. She was telling me not to expect too much. The die is designed to have 6 sides. It's not a miracle if I roll it and get a 6. A true miracle is when I roll it once, but get a 10. Just like what happened with Keiichi in my previous life. In other words, a miracle is something that would normally never happen. Keiichi gave the doll to Mion. Rena spoke with her father. And Shion started taking care of Satoko after remembering her promise to Satoshi. And Shion started taking care of Satoko after remembering her promise to Satoshi. For which I still want to know the story behind how she was able to convince her family to let her go to school in Himizawa. I'm really curious to see how she did that. That was all because they had those intentions somewhere in their heart. That was all because they had those intentions somewhere in their hearts. It was only a side of their die that was engraved there already. But still, even if you couldn't call 3 dice rolling this well a miracle, it did mean good fortune.
リカが頑張ろうという強い意志を見せたので、天の神様が祝福しているのに違いないのです。
But aren't you God, Hanyu? Oh, that's adorable.
あんたも神様じゃなかったの？
Oh, Rika's so adorable in this frame.
リカは僕をいじめるときだけ神様扱いしますです。
Not happening, Hanyu.
冗談よ。お願いだからいじけないで。そんなわけだから。今夜はとても機嫌がいいのよ。
I lifted up the glass of orange wine and gave a toast to the moon. It tasted like nothing but sweet orange juice. It was funny to see Hanyu making a happy face as I took a sip.
今度こそ昭和58年の死の運命から逃れられるのでしょうか。
Don't you mean we?
逃れることがゴールのすごろくなのだとしたら、これほど幸先のいいスタートはもう二度とないかもしれない。
No matter how hard I tried to prevent things from happening, there were some things I could never control. Also, you have some... I'm sorry, but Rika? Your... Ow, sorry. Your hand that's like not holding the glass, that's a big-ass hand! Even after trying so hard, something renders my efforts infertile. I'd probably been wasting my time for so long because I was trying to escape from that pain. For the first time in my life, then, I've been blessed with a favorable situation. Everything seems perfect in this world. There's no reason for me to be depressed. It's like the weather is perfect, and the wind is blowing in just the right way. If I failed to put my ship out to sea, there was nothing to pin the blame on. I understood what Hanyu was trying to say with a concerned look on her face. If I didn't escape my death under this fortunate situation, I'd have to accept that my fate wasn't something that could be changed. This is an ideal world where all my friends overcame their problems. I was always in a depressing world, but this time, all the pieces of the puzzle matched. If I couldn't change my fate in this world, then it was proof that I couldn't change it in any world. That was the ending that I've been afraid of for a long time. That was the ending that I've been afraid of for a long time. The loss of hope and the death of my soul. Of the pair of us, I was probably the only one who would die. Hanyu will most likely remain there, even if my spirit disappears. She must be afraid of being alone after I lose myself. That's why she's telling me not to expect too much. I bit down on an ice chip inside my mouth. It was pleasantly cold.
羽生、何度も繰り返した話で申し訳ないんだけど、また付き合ってほしいの。
いいのですよ。どうしてリカが必ず昭和58年に殺されるかですね。
強い意志は強い運命を生み出す。ということは、私が昭和58年に必ず殺されるのは、
おそらくそうだと思いますです。
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to click it. Well, it's time to be doing something shameful. The keyboard of shame. For at least 5 minutes, I have to hold my keyboard like this and play the game. Yes. A strong will becomes fate. That means that the reason I get murdered this year is because of someone's strong will. I think you're right.
フルでリカを殺して、誰がどんな得をするのかしら。
強い意志があるのですから、おそらくは明白な動機があるものと思いますです。
自分で言うのも嫌だけど、フルでリカは村人みんなに好かれていると思う。一般的な村人に殺害動機があるとは思えない。
少なくともこの村に住まう人間である以上、リカに好意を抱かない人間はいないはずなのです。
あんたのおかげでね。今のは感謝の言葉よ。まあいいわ。長いこと疑ってきた園崎本家も違った。となると、私を殺したい人間や勢力が思いつかない。
むしろリカにとっては世界中のどこよりもこの村にいるのが安全なはずなのです。
そうね。 世界中のどこよりもここが安全なはずなの。私を殺そうとする人間がいるどころか、私を守ろうという人間がいるはずなのに。
It's ironic. For a long time, I've been refusing help from all those people who were trying to keep me safe.
リカ、やはり入江たちを頼るのはどうですか？
People in this village love and cherish me. But no matter what, they never save me when I try to escape the fate of my death. I spoke to several villagers in the past, but they never believed me, and none of them saved me in the end. They probably didn't believe me because I had no idea who was trying to kill me, or what their motive was. If I could explain that, people might be more accepting of my story. But there's nothing I could do about that. No one would believe a little girl saying that she's going to be killed without rhyme or reason. All they think of me as is the reincarnation of Orishio-sama and the leader of the Furude family. They do cherish me, but they won't protect me with their lives. On the other hand, Arie and his people are totally different. They realize how special I am, and they would try to make sure that nothing happens to me. If I confessed to them that my life was in danger, I'm sure they would do their best to prevent it. They have all the means to protect me from a violent end. However, none of it really worked in the past. It's not that they're unreliable. It's because Takano, the one responsible for protecting me, also gets killed on the same day every time.
1 second, I'm gonna put down my computer now since it's been 5 minutes. My punishment is over. The strikes have been reset, and I feel like I burnt my palm. Ow! Yeah, I feel like I burnt my palm a little while doing that. Maybe that was a stupid idea to hold a laptop in the air because laptops are extremely hot. I don't know if some of you guys know this, but laptops are fucking hot!
In other words, asking her for help is completely useless. She's very reliable, but she also isn't. It's ironic that I'm the only one who knows the reason why they can never save me.
それが狙いなのかしら。富武と高野を殺し、私を守る者を排除して、それから殺す。
確かに高野たちの死はリカの死と密接に関係する先触れなのです。
同じ運命なら、いや、同じ犯人が同じ目的でやっている犯行なら、あの二人の死を何とか覆すことで、私の運命もまた覆せるんじゃないかしら。
リカは多分覚えていませんですが、ずいぶん前にもそう言って実行したことがありましたです。
The deaths of Takano and Tomitake mean the loss of my protection. The deaths of Takano and Tomitake mean the loss of my protection. Because the two of them die, the suspect is able to kill me. That's why I've tried to prevent their death somehow. But they never believed me. I tried so hard to persuade them, but they didn't listen. I eventually gave up, and just thought of their deaths as fated to happen. It's the same hopeless feeling I used to have towards my parents when I was able to go farther back in time. When I found out that death was inedible, I lost interest in them. After all that time had passed, I forgot how hard I used to try to prevent my parents' deaths.
それにリカは入江たちのことは嫌ってると思いましたです。
まあね、 連中は明らかに私たちをモルモットだと思ってるし。
I support them so that I can help Satoko. But it disgusts me to think that they're only using me as a test subject. I've been resenting Arie for that reason. Still, I should try to get closer to him. After all, he's the only person who understands how important I am. He's the main person I should be talking to, and he has the most potential for protecting me. I can't avoid seeking help from him just because I don't like him. I've asked him for help several times before. But Tomitake and Takano get murdered even so, and it ruins everything. After their deaths, Arie panics and becomes useless. That's why I gave up on seeking help from him. But in this world, I've been blessed with a positive situation. I will never have as lucky a start as this again. This is the best chance I'll ever get, so I should give it my best shot. I really don't like him at all. But he's not a bad person. I should respect him more. He's serious about helping Satoko, and he's not as much of a mad scientist as I inclined to think. Takano is a strange person too, but she's also someone who can give me support. But she thinks I'm only her guinea pig. That's why I don't really want her help. Tomitake is more reliable than Takano, but the biggest problem is that he only visits this village a few times a year. On top of that, he always dies before I get killed, so he can never help me. However, they really are the people I should be talking to. If I could change the fate of their deaths, they should be able to save me from my own. It's possible that the only reason I lived until 1982 was because of their effort.
高野たちに接触して彼らを救えるようまた努力してみようと思うの。大丈夫よ。どうせ殺されると思ってるから変に期待してない。だから期待を裏切られても全然平気よ。
リカがひどいことを言ってますのです。
I think I have a first degree burn on my hand. No, I don't think it's first degree. I chuckled at her comment.
もし死の運命から逃れられれば、私の運命に対して大きな影響を与えてくれるのは間違いない。そして今回は、それでも二人が殺されるのを前提に話をしてみようと思うの。つまり、二人が殺された後、私にも及ぶだろう危害への警護について、ちゃんとそういう指示を出してくれれば、高野たちの死後も私の身辺は強固に警備されているかもしれない。
The protection they provide is probably the highest standard of security I could hope for. Yet I lose that the moment Tomitake and Takano die? Oh, the protection! Oops, that's what she means. Yet I lose that the moment Tomitake and Takano die. That makes sense. So, I never have their protection after Watanagashi. And therefore, I get killed too. In other words, that's it. Whoever possesses the strong will to kill me actually just wants me dead. Yet, so long as those two are alive, there's tight security all around Himizawa. That prevents the killer from getting to me. So, to kill me, they must first kill Tomitake and Takano, the heart of that security. then my protection falls away, leaving me exposed.
イズメで考えれば考えるほど、二人の運命と私の運命はつながっているのね。そうやって考えると、あの二人を見殺しにした時点で、私の運命は逃れられないものに決まってしまうのかもしれない。
ならリカのすべきことはもう明らかなのです。
そうね。自分の命より先にあの二人の命を救う方が先決ってことね。
It's kind of ironic. I gave up on them because I was more determined to save my own life. But I finally came to the conclusion that I have to help them first, before helping myself. But there's still something I still don't understand. Someone with convictions this strong is trying to kill me for some equally strong motive. Yet, no matter how often I debate it, I can't think of anyone who'd benefit from my death. Not only that, but there should only be people who would want to protect me. Especially since they would do anything to protect me in the present environment. They even eliminated my mother. To be perfectly honest, I don't even care about her anymore. I never got along with her, and she's the one who took my father's death the wrong way, making a huge deal out of it like she did. She got what she deserved. I'm a valuable guinea pig for them, and I can be a bomb too. No one benefits from making me explode. There's only disaster awaiting them if that happens. Lots of people will be lost, and nobody would gain anything from that. According to Takano, my death would be like the eruption of a volcano in the middle of the village. I'm not interested in what happens after my death, but they're really concerned about it. They're watching me every day to ensure that I don't accidentally hit my head on... So you and Mion think alike, do you not? Wait, would you actually die from hitting your head on the corner of a block of tofu? Could you actually die from that? Oh my god. No, there's no way you can die from that. There's no way you can die from that. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I need to see it to believe it. Send me your live leak links of someone dying from a block of tofu. No, I'm joking. Don't. They're watching me every day to ensure that I don't accidentally hit my head on the corner of a block of tofu and die. It's fair to say that they are here in order to prevent the eruption from happening. I'd be suspicious of them if they were going to benefit in some way from my death. But, as everyone knows, that can't possibly be the case. My death would create nothing but a disaster. They're benefiting from my being alive right now.
損得の問題ではなく、何かの怨恨かもしれないとは随分思ったわよね。私個人じゃなくて、古出家に対する恨みみたいなものが伝統的に御三家とかに残ってたりして、私が爆弾だと知らないからこそ殺したと。
One strike for me. Damn it. Oops, wait, no, wrong button, sorry. Perhaps it's not about gain, but about a grudge. Maybe someone has a strong grudge against my family, and kills me not knowing that I'm like a bomb to this village. I'm so sorry, everyone. I need to learn more Japanese so that I don't do mistakes like that. I promise to do better. That's like the fourth strike this video. That's why I was suspicious of the three families, especially the Sorozaki family. However, after observing them in numerous worlds, I feel that's not the case. I felt that way in several lives, but it always had something to do with that incident with Keiichi and the doll. It's clear that there's nothing going on between the Sonozaki family and mine.
あとは盲信的な何者かなのです。
If it's not about profit or a grudge, it might be someone who's secretly a deranged cultist. We've already had a series of murders 4 years in a row under the name of Orishio-sama's curse. Timing-wise, it would be somewhat interesting if I, the reincarnation of Orishio-sama, were killed on the 5th year. I couldn't stand to be murdered for such a whimsical reason. Such a motive actually seemed fitting. Ironically, I would have to suspect Takano, if that's the case. She's well known for being an eccentric researcher of local histories. She's only interested in the village history because she already knows who I am. She's doing the research based on the notion that I'm important. So she should have no reason to kill me. She would desire to keep me close to her as a research sample. It's hard to believe that she would kill her favorite toy. She might be willing to kill someone who would try to harm her little toy, though.
まあ、いくら考えてもわからないし、どうでもいいことかもしれないわね。誰かが私を必ず殺す。その事実から逃れられれば、他はとりあえずどうでもいいんだから。
No, I take that back. I want to escape my deadly fate. But I also want all of my friends to be happy. And I want the rest of my life to be happy too. I don't want to hide myself in the forest forever just to get away from my murderer. In fact, I tried that once before, but I still met with the same ending. Living in the forest.
I kind of want to see that timeline, but I don't think we'll ever get a story about that.
Living in the forest was a horrible experience. I think I was able to survive until July that time. That might be the longest I ever lived. I smiled bitterly and finished off the rest of the orange wine in the glass. I'd have to talk with Arie again. I don't like him, but his people are my only hope.
もういい時間ね。床に戻らないと明日が辛いわ。僕もそう思いますです。おやすみなさいなのですよ。
I laid down and closed my eyes, but I couldn't fall asleep right away. Suddenly, I remembered Rena's words out of nowhere. It was no good when I was thinking about it on my own. I wasn't thinking about it on my own. I was talking it out with Hanyu. Now I know. It's important to talk to other people. Friends have greater meaning than I thought. You can talk to them about anything. I finally realized that. After I asked for Takano for help, should I also talk to Keiichi? I've told him before in my previous lives. But he never believed me then.
Higurashi when they cry Kai? Higurashi when they cry Kai. Higurashi when they cry Kai! Ha ha! Is there gonna be another part of this chapter, or are we actually... Yeah, okay. The two of us. Ooh! I would read this tip. Alright, here we go. The two of us. Achievement unlocked. Who done it? Indeed. Who done it? But we won't learn that answer this time. But we at least get to see what this means. The two of us. Rika Furude always thought there were 4 members in her family. She could clearly see all of us. Her father, her mother, and me. She had no idea that I was invisible to anyone else but her. My appearance is a little different from human beings. I may otherwise look like a person, but I can't hide my horns. So it's obvious that I'm not a human. I'd hoped that because Rika has seen me since she was a baby, she wouldn't be bothered by my ugly horns at all. And that hope came true. Just as chicks believe whatever they see first is their parent, Rika accepted me as part of her family as a matter of course. Even though I had these horns, Rika and I have been close ever since the day she accepted me as her family member. I became closer to her than her parents. I couldn't even remember the last time I was able to communicate with someone. We spent all day together. But her family, especially her mother, denied my existence. Since her mother so strongly denied me, Rika and her mother became distant. Rika didn't learn certain things that many children learn from their mothers. That's why I taught her instead. It's kinda ironic how that made her mother resent Rika even more. Rika used to fight with her mother a lot about how she talked. I guess she picked up some bad habits from me. Besides the fact that she didn't get along with her mother, Rika was a pretty normal girl. She was just like Satsuko. She loved running around in the woods and doing mischievous things. However, in June 1983, Rika's life was taken. All we want is a happy life for Rika. My power only allows us to search for the path leading to that. It's awful to repeat the same tragedy over and over again. Although it's devastating, we can still find happiness within this endless world. Rika Furude's destiny is a tragic dead end. But I'm secretly enjoying the fact that I get to spend more time with her than what normal people can enjoy. It's not just Rika. They may not see or hear me, but being with Satsuko, Mion, Rena, and Keiichi is also very fun. I can never be one of them, but I can still be by their side. Hanyu! Oh, what? Poor Hanyu. Now that I'm reading the visual novel, I'll be getting to see some things from her point of view. The things that you won't get to see from the anime, and god damn, it really makes you think a little bit more about Hanyu and how much you could feel really bad for her because, god, she goes through so much just for the people she loves. Like, damn. There's a reason why Hanyu is one of my favorite characters from Higurashi, and reading her point of view in the games will make me like her even more. So thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and to end off this video, I have actually nothing to end off this video.
Okay.